You can make money in stock market using the different business cycles because that is how the stock market behaves. That is called sector rotation. But can you make money, same kind of money in mutual funds using the business cycles? That is what this new fund offer is from Aditya Birla Sunlife, ABSL Business Cycles Fund. Earlier, we had a similar fund being launched by Tata Business Cycle Fund. Now, ABSL, the Aditya Birla Group, is also jumping into the Business Cycles Fund. So, hi, hello, this is Ganesh Santuru, your stock market profit coach and author of the book One Page Mutual Fund Plan and two more books. And today, I'm just going to talk about this new fund offer from Aditya Birla Sun Life, which is called as ABSL Business Cycle Fund. More about it from their presentation. Let's decode how you can also invest in this fund and how this is going to help your portfolio better than all other funds. Now, this is my perspective, this is my view, and please just look into it and decide whether you want to invest in this kind of fund. So let's look into the today's presentation. How you can look into your make your portfolio look ahead, meaning make more money in stock market, make more money using mutual funds. Just look at the presentation. This itself shows clarity, gives you clarity. There will be a peak period where, just like now, the bull cycle is going on like anything, and which was followed by, which was earlier, we had contraction as well as slump, the economic activity slump. From slump, we went into expansion. Now it is picking up in stock market point of view. But how is the business cycle? Is it going in the same manner? Using this four types, we can dissect the exact business cycle and make sure you are investing in the direct kind of stocks related to the business cycle so that you are making money at any point of time. This is what I teach in my stock market webinar. Once you come in, I tell you how this works. And for the long-term investor, you can always choose stock market. And for the people who doesn't have time, mutual fund is the best. And this is one of the best fund to invest. And getting started, already in progress. NFO is in progress till November 29. You can go and invest in this fund. So this is what exact business cycle is all about. There will be expansion period. Just look at the maroon color growth, where there will be an expansion period, and that's the peak. It will go to reach the peak, and we don't know. The business cycle is all measured in GDP and all these values, and followed by contraction. The slowdown will happen, and then there is a slump. Again, the activity starts. So it started with from point zero, expansion happens, again slump will bring the business cycle less than zero, again there will be a growth topping up the zeros. So these are the dynamics of the business cycle. Based on these, the stocks works. During the expansion period, just look at the capital investment is coming up in India. If you look at infrastructure all across the globe, if you look at, it's in an expansion mode. So infrastructure pushes more in all these sectors. If you look at L&T kind of company, construction company, real estate companies, all are making up, while the FMCG sector, which is part of the slump cycle, where the defenses will go more. So there are periods where during the expansion, certain set of sectors like steel, infrastructure, banking and financial services will move ahead, and contraction where slowdown happens, that is a time where economic activity will bring down and government will increase the investments expenditure so that all get kickstart. So mostly utility related, gas and energy related companies will start doing. And peak is where every economic activity gets started firing, everybody starts making more money, and consumer durables, consumer discretionary kind of products, IT companies, all these companies, specialty chemicals, everything will start going at its peak, and this is where everyone wants to be in for a longer period of time. But once you know you are in the expansion time, right, from slump, next is expansion. Once you identify the sectors, even before the economic cycle is moving ahead, it will always be easy for you to make sure you are investing well ahead of times, you are making more money. The difficult part is it's not easy for you to identify all these things, while mutual fund managers can help you to do all these things with ease. What are the factors which will influence? Just look at the fiscal policy. Because of COVID, generally India wants to keep it less than 4%. And because of COVID last year, the fiscal policy went up to fiscal deficit went up to 9.5%, which is very high. And the changes in regulatory will happen because of the RBA. RBA wants to step in and say that you can't do this, and government will also say have a say on certain things. So all these will have an impact. And global fiscal and monetary policies, because of what US federal bank is doing, it will have a huge impact on the monetary policy in India, as well as money flow coming into India as well as going out of India. So global policies also matters a lot. Any small changes in any part of the world, Japan or China or European nations or US. All these are developed countries which will have an impact on other rest of the countries. So domestic or global events, the monsoon, the rains, the flood, the drought, all these will have an impact. And finally, the geopolitical development, what India is maintaining with its neighbor. The main major problem may be from Pakistan, from China. If there is a problem with the Chinese borders, then there will be an impact on the stock market, and there will be impact on certain stocks, certain companies. All these and also last year, I think 2 years when Trump was in power, when Trump was a president, there was a news about Harley Davidson issue. The tax was higher for Harley Davidson in India. It had a bigger problem in India. So all these, and then Indian government had a negotiation deal, and between China and US, there was a bigger discussions going on and bigger retaliation. Chinese increase their taxes, and in retaliation, US also increase the taxes on Chinese import products. All these had series of consequences, and then finally they rolled back, and now it's like that. So it will. These are the things which will happen. These factors will influence the economic cycle. It can extend or it can come down, contract a lot. All these will have an impact. And what will happen on the stock market in particular? Or till now, we talked a lot about the business cycle and how things happen, but just look at the market behavior. When the expansion is increasing, automatically the stock market will go up. And just look at the greed factor. That is where the greed factor will come in. People will be so much enthused and say that I want to make more money. Every stock is firing up. Let me go and invest. And the stock has went up like anything. Investors' expectation starts overshooting, and that is where the stock will start falling down. Just look at the anxiety when my stock is going to go up, and that is where everybody start pouring more and more money, and fear once the market goes down, because contraction is happening parallelly in the business cycle. The stock market will also fall down. Just look at fear, panic, and despair. That is where the slump. If you are getting into the defensive sectors, you can manage. Once the maroon line is coming below the time, automatically you should get into the defensive sector. And once the maroon line is going above, the optimism sets in. If you are able to understand which sectors will go up, automatically you should get move your investments into non-defensive sector. This is how you should play, so that your returns will start multiplying more, and automatically you'll see the results growing in your portfolio. So I already shared the benefit. Just look at favorable odds. Get investing probabilities in your favor, because you know which sector will move up in which business cycle. You will always invest in it. And cyclical opportunities, because as I said, based on the four economic cycle, certain sectors will move in particular economic cycle alone. So you can put in all your money during that stock alone, and then exit and invest in other sector. So this works a lot. I personally tried in stock market. It works. So mutual fund managers can do it, and this should be the one you should get in. And risk control, avoid investment trap, because you know, as a public, it will be difficult for us to avoid the investment trap. But once you get into the mutual fund managers knows that there are n number of companies. Let me not put my money in this our money in this one company alone. They will take that money and put it in some other good factors, good stocks, so that it is yielding positive. So all these things will ensure risk reward proposition are quite high. This is easily possible, and this works. This is one category which I love, because anytime I can go. And this is also called as contrarian fund, because you are going to utilize the business cycle. The contra fund also works on the same thing. SBI is having, and even Invesco is having the contra funds. All these works. So this is what in short about Aditya Birla Sun Life Business Cycle 1 fund. It's a business cycles based theme fund. And investment approaches based on macroeconomy. Sector selection will come in. Security selection, meaning choosing the stocks, it's top down from top, because based on economic cycle, which sector, which company. So the three-step process is followed, and that is the investment philosophy. This is what I teach in stock market to find stocks. So this works. So this is something like what are the pillars of Aditya Birla? The balance, defensives and non-defensives. As I said, certain cycles defensive sector will do good. Certain cycles non-defensive sectors will do good. And choosing the stocks in that, picking the right companies, and no market cap bias. Whatever, if the company is good, you will invest, or else you will not get in. And also the no factor, all these factors influencing you will avoid. And finally, selective global exposure is also provided in this. So that is a huge advantage compared to any other business cycle fund, I suppose to, because right now I didn't check, but till now I haven't seen selective global exposure. This is something like once the fund is launched, we'll come to know where and all these people are investing. Aditya Birla. So the expense ratio is going to be like expense ratio is going to be in the range of 2.25% in the initial time period. Once a investment corpus is increasing, automatically the corpus, it will come down to almost like a 1.5 or something around. If you are in regular, if you want to direct, as you know, it should be around 1 to 1.5%, and that is, and you are going to get better returns. So I suppose this should give you around 15 to 20% in long run. So if you have time period of 3 to 5 years, please get in, or else, and if you're not having business cycle or contrarian fund, you can better avoid, or else start investing in this NFO. So please share this video with your friends, with your family members, so that they also start investing in mutual funds. And this is one of the easiest and best way to invest. And all the information shared here are for educational purpose. Please do your analysis. Reach out to your distributor or mutual fund advisor, financial advisor, before investing your money. Thank you so much for watching. Please keep watching and keep sharing. Thank you.